A firework displayed radiantly in the sky. In a lively town with a string of festive lights, a voice emerged, stating that since he succeeded the throne, he had been working hard day and night to eliminate the demons. He announced that Yan Qixia would be teaching Taoism as a state teacher. He also appointed people according to their abilities to make the country prosperous. Now that humans and demons live and work in peace and contentment, he felt very relieved. As a matter of fact, even the unity of scholars could bring on the flourishing age for the country. Ning Kaichen raised his hand with his wife Xiaoqing beside him. Xiaoqing noticed someone from the crowd. Both Ning Kaichen and Xiaoqing were surprised to see their emperor. The natives bowed down and chanted "Long live our emperor," while Gao Mayo and Ye Xiaoqian stood silently among the crowds. Gao Mayo and Ye Xiaoqian smiled and waved back at them. Ning Kaichen was pleased to see them. The fireworks continued to display radiantly in the sky while Gao Mayo and Ye Xiaoqian enjoyed wandering the lively town. Nana appeared beside Gao Miao and cheerfully said that, after Ning Kaichen's 20th anniversary of his ascension to the throne, they had finally completed the last virtual source mission. On the pink pop screen, it indicated that the mission for times of peace and prosperity was completed, and they were rewarded with 3 virtual sources. Gao Miao smiled as he reminisced that it had been 23 years since they had defeated the Black Mountain Demon King and rescued Xiaoqian. In these 20 years, Nana and he had been looking for the remaining opportunities in the original plot. While exploring this world, Gao Miao tried to trigger and complete the tasks related to the virtual source. He had also killed the 2,000-year-old sea snake who was stirring up trouble. He conquered some good monsters who hadn't done evil deeds and purified them, then named them the Supreme Demon. He established the Xianmen Orthodox School with Yan Qixia, slew demons, and made the world into a peaceful and quiet place. They fostered a powerful supreme ruler, which was Ning Kaichen and Xiaoqing, creating a prosperous world where everyone could live and work in peace and contentment, all within 20 years. The relationship between him and Ye Xiaoqian was also becoming more intimate. He had gone on many adventures in this world, and it had been a long time since he had triggered a virtual source mission. He decided that it was time for him to leave. Nana giddily activated Gao Miao's traversability, which had caught Gao Miao off guard. This caused him to pause and asked her to wait. Ye Xiaoqian also stopped and wondered, then looked at him. Gao Miao pointed his finger to the building in front of them and asked Ye Xiaoqian if she could wait there for him, to which she nodded. He smiled and waved to her as she walked away from him. While Nana was navigating through the pink pop-out screen, Gao Miao asked if he could bring Ye Xiaoqian with him. He currently had 10 virtual sources, and it didn't matter even if he spent all of them. Nana's eyes filled with worries and she questioned Gao Miao if he wanted to bring Ye Xiaoqian. On the other hand, Ye Xiaoqian stood from afar, covertly gazing back at Gao Miao. Nana explained to Gao Miao that even though it was a little troublesome to bring a native, it was not impossible. Nana went on to say that Gao Miao needed to spend a virtual source to trigger the character's destined mission. As long as he could complete it, then he could bring her along. Gao Miao was puzzled when he heard about the destined mission. Then Nana continued, saying that all beings in the virtual world have their own destiny. Their life's final destination has long been set by the invisible hands of the heavenly law. Even if the destiny of Nye Xiaoqian in this reincarnation was changed by the Master, it was not enough to get her out of the control of the heavenly law. Only when the Master completes her destined mission could she be completely cut off from the shackles of the heavenly law's invisible hands and be taken away from this world. The destined mission is a mission to change one's fate against the heavens. Not everyone could trigger it, but generally speaking, only important native characters' missions could be triggered. Among the female ghosts in the Tree Governess Palace, only Nye Xiaoqian's mission was eligible to trigger. Destined missions are usually very dangerous and difficult to do. Nana asked Gao Miao again if he was sure and still wanted to take Nye Xiaoqian with him. On the pink pop-out screen, a picture of Nye Xiaoqian appeared with a question below. Do you want to trigger Nye Xiaoqian's destined mission? It was answerable only by yes or no. Gao Miao thought hard, and it was such a shame he couldn't bring all the female ghosts. He then smiled and questioned the danger and difficulty. He confidently expressed that even the strongest demon king in this world, the Black Mountain Demon, was killed by him. He proceeded to inquire if there was any other existence stronger than him in this world. He continued, asking if Nana was looking down on his power and instructed Nana to unlock Nye Xiaoqian's destined mission. Nana sweated profusely as he agreed by tapping yes on the pink pop-out screen. Afterwards, the mission details appeared on the screen. The mission summary was that Nie Xiaoqian and the Black Mountain Demon King were respectively transformed from a human soul and earth soul of the Nether Imperial Stone's 3 souls after it fell from the sky. Gao Miao needed to take back the heaven soul of the Nether Imperial Stone from the former enemy, Emperor Fengdu, and merge the 3 souls as a reward. Nie Xiaoqian could then be taken away from the demon of Qian world and completely get out of this world's reincarnation cycle. Nana glanced at Gao Miao while he was reading the mission details attentively. Gao Miao wondered if it wasn't Nie Xiaoqian, a threat of the Black Mountain Demon King's remnant soul, and was puzzled about Emperor Fengdu and the Nether Imperial Stone. Nana also inquired about who they were, to which Gao Miao was surprised that Nana didn't know who they were. All the while, Nie Xiaoqian was still gazing covertly at Gao Miao from afar as they sat in a restaurant that served noodles to customers. Nie Xiaoqian was seated across the table from Gao Miao, and she told him that she didn't know about Emperor Fengdu. Gao Miao was surprised that she didn't know either, and he inquired about her merging with the soul of the Black Mountain Demon King 20 years ago and whether she should know about this secret. Nie Xiaoqian explained that the soul of the Black Mountain Demon King had been dispersed by him, and she lost consciousness, but her body had a treasure that could protect her willpower. Later, even the last trace of her willpower was exorcised by Yan Qixia so that she could successfully merge with her remnant soul. However, correspondingly, she could only get the power and not her memory. Gao Miao accepted her explanation after hearing it. This piqued Nie Xiaoqian's interest in the old monster, and she inquired whether it was truly important for him. Gao Miao looked down at his noodles as he thought to himself that if he wanted to bring her with him, he must retrieve her last soul from Emperor Fengdu. He continued that he had now decided to bring Nie Xiaoqian with him, and other than the existence of the earth and Nana, he should have nothing to hide from her anymore. Gao Miao leaned forward to her and told her that he had something very important to tell her. She leaned back and covered her mouth with her hands as she was surprised. Everyone in the palace was searching for information on Emperor Fengdu, but there was no one with the name Fengdu in their history. A man was scrolling through books one by one in search of information. In the library where men were busy combing over books, Ning Kaichen reassured Gao Miao that he had ordered the Board of Astronomy and the Ministry of Public Works to look for information about Emperor Fengdu in ancient books and that they would be able to find something related to him. While Yan Qixia only knew that Fengdu, also known as Yudu, is a ghost city, he didn't know whether there was another world in this world, let alone Fengdu. Yan Qixia continued to say that he didn't know about this person either, but there are a lot of unusual people in this world, and maybe someone would know about it. Considering his senior was so concerned about it, thinking it was a very important matter, Yan Qixia sent some disciples out to find some information, and they flew on their golden swords. Half a year later, a voice emerged telling what he knew. The old man was just an ordinary man, but the ancient book that his ancestor left once said the Emperor Fengdu is the master of the nether world. He possesses monstrous power and boundless magical power. Yan Qixia sat on the throne while listening as the blind old man continued that the Emperor Fengdu is a monarch of the underground world. He can't handle sunlight, and that is why he can't come to the world above the ground. Only in the middle of the night, when there's plenty of yin energy, would the ghost gate open wide. You could only enter the nether world at that time and meet the Emperor. Although he did not know why the master wanted to meet the ghost emperor, this old man wanted to offer a piece of advice. The mortal monarch could be changed in less than 100 years. The demon king could be changed in 1,000 years, but for thousands of years, the netherworld's emperor has only been the Emperor Fengdu. So, in any case, it's best to avoid causing karma with him. Gao Miao was listening behind the throne and contemplating the far west ghost city, while Nana speculated that this was probably another fake one, maybe the 39th or 40th person to do this. While Gao Miao smiled and was optimistic that it's worth a try because at least this informant provided the specific location, as well as the quality and style of his speech was also quite outstanding, Nana agreed that if it made Gao Miao happy then it's good. At the ghost city, Gao Miao walked into the smoky background where torn lanterns were swirling around. Crows hovered over the dark, gloomy, and quiet town where Gao Miao and Nana headed. Even Gao Miao felt the place indeed had a creepy atmosphere, and Nana added that although the environment couldn't affect Nana, it still feels awful just looking at it. A parade of shadows that came in the distance alarmed both Gao Miao and Nana. They were ghosts with a lantern in their hands with a bluish light inside. Unexpectedly, Gao Miao was ecstatic to confirm the blind old man wasn't lying, and there really are ghosts going on inspection tours. If they came from that direction, that must be the ghost gate. On the other hand, Nana was taken aback by Gao Miao's action as he gestured to transform into Owen's character and responded as to what else he could be while grinning and looking down at the pop-out screen. After he successfully transformed into Owen's character, he confidently expressed that he was going to fight the awesome hidden boss, Emperor Fengdu, and that it would be safer to use Owen's account card. Nana was floored by Gao Miao's decisions because it was difficult to obtain the virtual source only to use it in that manner. As they became aware of Gao Miao, the ghost parade was startled. The ghost scrambled as Gao Miao grinned and advanced towards them, showing off to Nana that the ghost was so scared of his yang energy and was now running away. Nana sighed in agreement, thinking that if Gao Miao was happy, then so be it. Both of them arrived at the entrance of the ghost gate while seeing ghosts running frantically inside. Gao Miao said that if that blind old man was telling the truth, after going through this gate, they would arrive at the netherworld and meet Emperor Fengdu. He was oozing with confidence and eagerness, hoping that Emperor Fengdu would be sensible, otherwise, he wouldn't mind changing the Emperor of the netherworld. Gao Miao had been using the Dryad's body for the past 20 years, and now he felt like Owen was much stronger than the last time he used him. It seemed like the power had increased by 20 years. It looked like no matter which world and which account card he used, Owen's power would increase over time. Both Gao Miao and Nana stepped inside, and they were greeted by a lavender haze and mist. Suddenly, he stopped, and Nana wondered what had happened to Gao Miao. Gao Miao sweat profusely in shock. He then placed his hand on his chest. Owen's danger warning was triggered. His whole body quivered in fear as he told Nana that after taking this first step, he would face danger and great terror, and that he might die, to which Nana felt that it was impossible. Nana went on to say that with Gao Miao's strength, even the others in the middle or the last stage of the fourth energy could hardly kill him. So far, in this world, there hasn't even appeared someone in the early stage of the fourth energy level. But Gao Miao replied that his premonition was already right, and this is the first time he had experienced that feeling of danger to such a degree. Gao Miao then concluded that this Emperor Fengdu was definitely strong, unimaginably strong. Nana asked Gao Miao what they should do then. Gao Miao was still determined not to give up on Xiao Qian. Even if he had to wait for hundreds or thousands of years in this world until his power surpassed Emperor Fengdu, he must take her with him. Nana got angry while explaining to Gao Miao that he couldn't stay that long in this world. Nana told him that the virtual world could reincarnate once the story was completed, and the world would reset. Everything would restart, and when the time came, he would be swallowed by the chaos of this world's destruction and turned into fertilizer to nourish this world. Also, it was impossible to change the time node of the reincarnation cycle, and there were only 2 years left before the next reset. This revelation shocked Gao Miao. 2 years later, Gao Miao must leave in 1 month, and for the last time, he wanted to go to the ghost city and try again. Nies Xiao Qian reminded him that he couldn't win, and he must leave immediately and didn't need to force himself. She smiled and told him that no matter how long they had been together, it was the time they shared together that really mattered. At least, in these last 2 years, Nies Xiao Qian had lived a happy life. With a heavy heart, Gao Miao told her that he was leaving, but Nana alerted Gao Miao, who detected that the Temple of God's mission team was coming. The night sky was covered in thick clouds as light was about to burst out of it when Nana detected that the Temple of God's mission team was coming. Gao Miao was left puzzled because he thought they ran so fast the last time, and he wondered how they could pursue them. Nana panicked and swirled around, convincing itself that the Temple of God's mission team was coming after them. Generally speaking, if the plot of a certain virtual world was changed too much, it would attract the attention of the Temple of Gods, and they would send a mission team to investigate it. There are too many worlds in the virtual world, and they were too unlucky. Nana and Gao Miao are on the dark side while the Temple of Gods is on the bright side. If they spend some virtual sources, they won't have to be afraid of the Temple of the Gods detecting them. In short, they were too unlucky this time, and Nana didn't want to spend so many virtual sources for Nies Xiao Qian's destined mission. Nana pulled strongly against Gao Miao, who wouldn't budge. That's how Nana kept saying it again. Of the 36 stratagems, it's better to run and best to sneak off. In short, Master, let's hurry and sneak off. Nana added that once they were discovered by the Temple of Gods, it would be a big trouble if they would send a team with the 5th or 6th energy level to come here, which made Gao Miao wonder about the 5th and 6th energy levels. There are really a lot of strong people in the Temple of Gods. Gao Miao stopped and looked back to Nies Xiao Qian and told him that he knew how to defeat Emperor Fengdu, which Nana inquired about. Nana asked what Gao Miao was planning to do and reminded him not to be reckless. A portal appeared in the morning sky of the desolate desert, which Gao Miao inquired to Nana if the Temple of God mission team would arrive here, and Nana confirmed. Nana sighed that it spent a virtual source determining the location and time where they would arrive. In 6 hours, they would arrive here. Nana thought to itself that it didn't want to spend the virtual source, but since Gao Miao had to know the specific time and place of their arrival, it was so wasteful. Gao Miao brought 1,000 trees into the desert, as it was worthwhile for him to use wood control. He then raised his hand to command with the name of the Bodhi Buddha tree. He continued to the tree people to take root in this bleak and boundless desert and plunged into it. Afterwards, it transformed into an oasis full of vitality. Gao Miao grinned as these trees would serve as eyes and ears. He could come in contact with them immediately and decide on the next step. Nana still sad yet complied because when they arrived, Nana would use another virtual source to detect their specific mission and their actual situation. But deep down in Nana's teary thoughts, it knew they needed to know the enemy in yourself but could fight 100 battles with no danger of defeat. Gao Miao asked if the natives could not see Nana. How about the Temple of God mission team? Nana replied that they couldn't, even if they were a guide, unless their rank was above hers. Nana was ranked 10,085th out of the millions of guides, and the one about to arrive was not among the higher-ranked guides. The portal in the sky appeared with a dragon seal on it. It burst onto the ground with a honeycomb barrier, while a blue pop-up screen showed that the Dragon Quest mission team had successfully entered the world and the virtual world creature protective screen was activated. On the other side, Gao Miao and Nana were lurking deep in the trees. Nana informed Gao Miao that the heavens had been completely shielded, and the Temple of God's guide had brought the mission team inside. He quickly transformed into Owen's form with his fiery fist clenched and did not have to spend virtual resources to shield the heavens from detection. The blue pop-up screen told the Dragon Quest team to get ready as the virtual world creature protective field was closing. Inside was their lilac-hued dragon guide with the Dragon Quest team. The winged and horned male leader expressed that this was the demon of Qian and that this world had undergone tremendous changes. The reason the Temple of Gods did not hesitate to set the highest reward for the mission to explore this world as an S-level achievement was that the short-haired gal informed him that she had just used the elemental spirit technique to scout and found no signs of living creatures within 3,000 yards. The leader, who had red eyes and purple marks on his body, made his fist glow with lilac energy and called for the black-winged spirit that was resting in the black cloud to comply and come here. Multiple purple sigils in the sky emerged with a horde of black bats coming out of it. The leader summoned them to be his eyes and see the changes of this world for him. As the horde of bats flew over the Dragon Quest team, its leader was pleased with the worth. He spent 10,000 points to redeem this Demon King fruit. Although its power was not as good as his own strength, this summoning technique was very practical. Gao Miao looked up and noticed the horde of bats. He wondered if that was some kind of summoning technique and was amazed that it could summon so many bats in an instant. He also felt threatened while in Owen's form and concluded that the guys who took the lead weren't easy, while Nana was busy on the pink pop-up screen detecting that the Temple of God's mission team was waiting for its progress. While this continued, Gao Miao decided to return to his dryad form because it was obvious that Owen's power didn't belong in this world. He was pleased to witness that the people who came were strong enough. The horned leader abruptly became aware of Gao Miao's presence. The rest of the Dragon Quest squad quickly moved in the direction of Gao Miao after realizing that someone had been observing them. Nana giddily informed Gao Miao that he had analyzed their information, while Gao Miao was impressed that the Dragon Quest team could detect those who were secretly observing them. They quickly descended from the tree, and Nana expressed that Gao Miao had been discovered, to which Gao Miao knew, but he was prepared and inquired as to what Nana had analyzed. Gao Miao reached the ground and surrounded them while Nana said that, according to the information that had been analyzed, their mission was to find out the source of the changes that had happened in this world. This kind of mission meant that once they returned, all of their experiences in this world would be read by the Temple of Gods to determine their level of reward. He reminded Gao Miao to be careful not to expose the power that doesn't belong to this world. They were surrounded by the Dragon Quest team, who had exchanged the Hero Fruit and Demon King Fruit and were very strong, at least stronger than the Flag of Steel mission team that Nana was once previously in charge of, especially their team leader, who had already reached the 4th energy level. This winged and horned leader, while radiating lavender energy around him, approached and asked him who he was and why he was spying on them. They noticed that the leader was not human and was an evil creature, and Nana inquired as well to Gao Miao that their original plan was to be secretly observed, but now they were exposed, and he suggested they run away. Unfortunately, Gao Miao detested the idea of running. Gao Miao grinned as he energized and displayed his golden energy while he expressed that this dryad wizard was the strongest demon king on the ground, and running away after being discovered was such an embarrassment. He exclaimed that they would discuss it after the fight as a tremendous amount of golden energy burst, and part of the dragon squad chose to hold and block. Some of the trees and their branches were torn while the smoke dissipated, and Gao Miao lambasted them for asking who he was. He, the great dryad, should be the one asking them that question. Surrounded by his golden aura, Gao Miao continued by declaring that he was the owner of the tree governess palace, the Bodhi Demon King, and that this place was his territory. He also threatened them, questioning how dare they intrude into his place. The horned leader wondered about the Bodhi Demon King as there was no such person recorded in the Temple of God. He inquired if Gao Miao was the dryad wizard from the tree governess palace. Yet he wondered how that was possible, as it was recorded that the dryad wizard was only 800 to 900 years old, and the demon in front of him had such a strong presence. Gao Miao responded mockingly, saying that it seems like someone actually knew him but still dared to mess with him even though he knew who he was. Their sins just kept increasing. He then proceeded to activate his massive golden hand and condemn them to be locked inside the tree governess palace to reflect on their sins for 30 years. However, he intended to skin them alive if he were not currently self-cultivating, as he had just swallowed down that Bodhi Buddha tree. The winged, horned leader made a purple sigil emerge while he smirked and replied that Gao Miao was a tiny little nobody and that he should know his place instead of acting all superior. Afterwards, a gigantic purple hand with dark pointy fingernails came out from the purple sigil. When the two forces met, like two palms facing each other, they created a ripple of energy around them. The winged, horned leader was left wondering as to how it managed to purify his demonic powers. The rest of the Dragon Quest team offered help, as they were ready for battle, and suggested casting the 4 forbidden elemental spells. Yet their leader brushed it off, stating that there was no reason for him to lose to such a person to the extent that he would need to use the 4 forbidden elemental spell combination. He instructed the 3 of them to stay at the side and support him with buffs to reduce his resistance towards his skills, to which they complied. The short-haired gal cast an advanced magic arts holy capel with her tall crystal scepter and chanted, "May everything return to its original place, O glorious light, please turn into a protective cape." As a result, 2 baby angels flew to deliver a light translucent cape to their leader, who was pleased that he had the holy cape protecting him, making any of the light or purifying skills ineffective on him. Following that, the leader screamed and died as his massive purple hand exerted an electrifying force against Gao Miao's golden hand. Gao Miao, on the other hand, refused to budge when he retorted proudly that they weren't the only ones who knew how to cast spells. He, too, knew how. He then chanted, "Imminent Ji Mi Hong," and slapped the hell out of him, which made his golden hand exhibit much blonde, flourishing energy against the purple hand. As a result, this disrupted their battlefield, creating ripples of energy with a resounding bang and tearing trees close to its proximity. This made the whole area covered in smoke with remnants of golden energy and purple electrifying light. When the smoke slowly cleared, the Dragon Quest team remained on high alert and continued to stand firm in the aftermath. The winged, horned leader squashed the remainder of the golden energy placed on his hand and expressed surprise that the little dryad had become so strong. He added that if he didn't use a little more of his strength, he might not have taken him down. On the other side, Gao Miao, with visible bruises and fiery spots on him, thought to himself that this guy was really strong, and it seemed like he had also hidden his true strength. He was pleased that he had qualified to be his test subject. Nana was worried and emerged quickly to Gao Miao to ask if he was going to continue because with his current identity he most likely wouldn't be able to defeat him. Gao Miao assured Nana that he would stop as he had already achieved his goal. Gao Miao grinned as he said to the leader that he didn't know there was such an expert like him in this world. Although the power just exhibited might not seem like something good, he still admired it. A golden thorny vine held out from his back as he continued to say that he was willing to put aside the fact that they had invaded his place and would like to invite them over as guests now. The golden thorny vine stopped in front of the leader, which shocked him. He thought to himself, what was this dryad thinking? One moment they were just fighting each other to their deaths, and now he was suddenly inviting him over to his place? The rest of the Dragon Quest team was strongly advised against it and not to trust the dryad because who knows what scheme he was planning. Yet their leader agreed and responded that if there was some nice wine and delicacies left, it would be an honor, which left his squad speechless. He thought to himself that there was still a lot hidden in this world and a month left until the next cycle. With the Dryad's skills and identity, he definitely held a lot of information that would speed up his understanding of the progress of the world. He was confident enough that the Dryad's skills were not above him anyway, and if he was really scheming something, he could just get rid of him immediately. He wanted to see what the Dryad had up his sleeves first. Gao Miao flew with Nana, leaving a crater in their wake, while promising great food and wine for them but not pretty ladies because they didn't have any. The Dragon Quest team member in the blue cape tried to reason with the leader, but he didn't listen when he was told not to worry because he knew what he was doing. Soon after, the winged, horned leader took off, leaving the rest of the team behind. While mid-air, Gao Miao made small talk with the leader and asked him which demon troop he was from because judging by his appearance, he looked a little special, as Gao Miao had never seen such a being before. The leader explained that he might not know, but his world was actually in the form of a ball, excluding the East continent they were currently in, and that he came from the Western continent, a part of the Leinstman family. They arrived at the Tree Governor's palace, and Gao Miao was welcomed. He was instantly surrounded by ladies who informed him that the White-Toed Demon King had brought him gifts. The Human King Ning Kaichen had asked for his permission, the Green Sparrow Demon King would pay him a visit, and so on. The Dragon Quest team also arrived at the Tree Governor's palace, and they were all amazed. However, the leader wondered that the originally recorded Dryad was just a demon king who couldn't even be considered a demon. Yet, the Dryad now had such a strong presence that the Human King and others were below him, which kind of made him feel like a supreme demon now. Nie Xiaoqian welcomed Gao Miao in a beautiful, golden majestic dress, which made the Dragon Quest team in awe of her beauty. The leader continued to wonder about this pretty woman and that he did not know there would be such a pretty lady in the palace. Gao Miao moved closer to Nie Xiaoqian, held her, and gazed into each other's eyes, and asked if anything had happened while he wasn't around. The Dragon Quest team leader was now perplexed as to whether or not Nie Xiaoqian could be this person. When did she start dating the Dryad, and what had happened to Ning Kaichen? Nie Xiaoqian looked at the guests as she inquired politely who the four of them were, to which Gao Miao scratched his head since their names were too long, and he forgot once again. The winged, horned leader respectfully introduced himself as Cerro Fernan Norse Edward Furkinescabut Diego Hosier San Diego. Gao Miao sighed and interrupted him because his name was too long for him to remember no matter how many times he said it. He decided that because he had two horns on the top of his head, they would call him Anyo in the future. He then took Anyo's and Nie Xiaoqian's hands and introduced them to each other. Anyo was his new sworn brother, and Nie Xiaoqian was his sister-in-law. Anyo was perplexed as he asked when they became sworn brothers as he did not recall such a thing, to which Gao Miao laughed and replied that all men are brothers, and friendship grows stronger after a few exchanges of blows. He said that Anyo could just see him as his older brother, and Gao Miao would protect Anyo from now on. Nie Xiaoqian giggled as she said that Gao Miao seldom treated people well, so he had to be exceptional in some way.